Hey, it's Ruben in the shop bringing you another auction haul. This week we had the estate of Betty Sabo. Betty Sabo was an American artist, landed in New Mexico. She's most famous for her New Mexican landscapes. Um, there was a lot of awesome stuff at this auction, as you can expect. An artist has good art, hopefully. Um, so let me show you what I got. I spent a grand total of $1,400 at this auction. There was one closet lot. That'll be a separate video. I got some cool stuff. I'm excited to show you. So I won 19 lots over the 2 days. Let's start here. I bought this. It folds out and then collapses back down to like a cube. There are carvings on both sides. There were a lot of Santos in the auction. I was able to get one other. This just had a really cool look. There's no signatures, no made in Mexico, made in Thailand, nothing like that. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it was really cool for 35 bucks. So I got it. Next is Jesus. Yeah, Jesus Santo. It is signed. Griffin right there. I don't know who Griffin is. I've had some Jesus Santos in the past. I'm expecting to get about $180 for this one, and I paid $25. I got this cool clay plane. It's really cool. It looks cool. It's in good condition. I paid $15, I believe. But how am I going to ship that? These are moving clay pieces that are breakable. So kind of in a tough spot with that one. Maybe the local auction. Maybe I hold on to it for a little while. Not sure. Kind of a bad buy, but it's still a cool thing. I got these Estee Lauder perfume compacts. They're brass and enamel. They're from the 90s, I believe. There were 4 lots of them. I bought all 4 lots for $145. Ends up being about $8.50 per compact. I'm expecting to get $25 to $40 per compact. So, not a bad way to make some money. Like I said earlier, there were a lot of bronzes. I didn't win any except for this little piece here. These were paired together. This is a little brass camel. That's nothing. But this, I believe, is a seal. Like for a wax seal. And it's a mushroom with a bug on it. So I thought that was really cool. I paid $5 for that. Next was this piece of pottery. It was just marked old pottery. There were tons of Santa Clara pots, Jemez pots, some Acoma. Other than the plane, this is really the only piece of pottery I was able to win. I'm assuming that it's reproduction, pre-Columbian work. It has a really nice look to it. No signature or anything. I think I'm going to hold on to it until I have a better idea of what it is. I'll get a better idea of what it is when I see something like it in another auction and it's just described better. So you may have seen another video where I did some live bidding. It was for these 2 seriographs. They're by Louis Ewing. There's his signature. In the auction catalog, they were just listed as 2 signed prints. I have a Louis Ewing piece at my house, so I recognize the signature. I kind of recognize the style. I thought it was going to be more of a sleeper than it was. I ended up paying $82 for the pair. Let's say $90 after fees and everything. So 45 bucks a piece. This one is called Early Snow. It doesn't have very good color to it. It's just how it is. So I don't think I'm going to get so much for this. Maybe 100 bucks. But I am going to try to get 200 for this one. So I'll let you know how I do. Original frames. Nice things. This is a piece by J. Stevens, dated 1939. It's right off the wall, so the glass needs to be cleaned. What I believe this is work done at the Indian school in Santa Fe. The Indian school there were lots of them across the country. Basically, what was happening is children were taken away from their families to be Americanized at these schools. I guess with the best intentions, but maybe some bad results, or clearly some bad results sometimes. Anyways, at the Santa Fe Indian School, they did promote the culture of the peoples that were all meeting there. So I think that's what this is. What I can do is there are logs of the students who were at the school, and I can look to see if there was a J. Stevens there around 1939. I paid $90 for this piece. It was the last piece in the auction. I thought it would go for a lot more. So it's a cool thing. It's on parchment paper. I don't know what I'm going to price that at. If I get stuck with it at $90, I'd be more than happy to put it on my wall. It's a cool thing. So let's move on. I got these Santos. They were listed in the catalog as Benjamin, and I immediately recognized them as Richard Burnquist. I guess it was last Christmas, I saw 4 or 5 Burnquist Santos at the Assistance League in their Christmas boutique. They had them priced like at $75. I was hoping to buy them when they went half off at 40, but someone bought them up at 75. I paid a grand total of $125 after fees for all 4 of them. They're gonna fetch about $150 a piece. So this is Santa Maria. This is Santa Elizabeth. I thought this was a brain right here, but it's like a nest. This is, I forget this guy's name, but apparently he's the apostle of this guy, who is Saint Judas Tadeo, the patron saint of lost causes. So, see, they have these little things with them. Very cool. They need to be cleaned a little bit. It's kind of tough to clean. These are wood, and then the actual figures and these little pieces are all pottery. Where I lucked out was this last one wasn't on a string. It's just like has a hole. And so that was screwed into the wall. And so they never took it off the wall. If they would have taken it off the wall, they would have seen on the back here, Richard Burnquist, because his signature is kind of hard to read. And I want to say after, well, at least after this one, he just had the last name. So I can see why they thought it said Benjamin, but like I've said before, you got to have the knowledge to make the money. So those were a fun buy. And finally, I'm going to take you to, I got this paper, the big one. I'm using that for shipping. The one on the right is about a half roll of what I usually buy. Costs just under $40. I paid $35 for that big one. So if I can get my supplies cheaper, I try to. Onto these paintings. I got 3 pieces here. Turn on the light. So, let's start with this one. This is a watercolor by Raymond Price, or Ramon Price. Ramon Price is a African-American artist from Chicago. He did some Southwest stuff. He did some Western stuff. I think he must have traveled a lot, I'm guessing. So I got this piece for $15, which is a steal, because the signature, they didn't see it as Raymond. They put it as like Rayani or something like that. So they didn't know who it was. People who were looking at the catalog were like, Rayani Price, who's that? And if they tried to look it up, there's no Rayani Price. So I didn't know at the time that it was Raymond Price. I just thought it was a nice picture, and so I put out a bid of $25, I believe, but just didn't get a lot of bids because no one knew who had painted it. So that was a fun sleeper. I'm going to be asking $400 for it. I think it's worth it. We'll see. This was the big buy. I spent, after fees, $500 on this painting. It's an oil on board. It's Joe Abracia, Morning Flower, signed there. Joe was a plein air painter from Montana and is, like, I guess considered one of the best of his time. He passed away, I want to say in 2007, somewhere around there. I've seen his work go for some pretty high dollars. This is a somewhat smaller piece, but I think it's really well done, and it's kind of like it's a nice thing. I'm going to price that at $1,600. I think realistically I'm looking at about $1,200. Of course, I'll keep you updated on that. Hopefully it's a quick seller. But if it's not, I don't mind having it around. It's a nice thing. And finally was this piece, this flower painting. So this is actually a Betty Sabo original. You'll see here it's signed Angelos or Angelos. Her first husband's last name was Angelos, and that's how she signed all her early work. She later married or remarried and took the name Sabo. So this is an early piece by her. It was the only oil available. There were, I want to say, there were 3 bronzes and 3 original pieces of artwork by her. The other 2 were prints. One of them might have been a monotype, though. They went for, I want to say, like $600 for the monotype, and then the print went for maybe like $180 or $250. I got this one for $150. If it weren't in Betty Sabo's kitchen, I would be a little bit more wary of the Angelos signature. But being that I got it from her house, I'm pretty confident that it is Betty Sabo. So paid $150. With that type of provenance, on all this stuff, it does add some layer of value. I don't know how much, but I'm gonna ask $1,000 for this. We'll see. I think that I am gonna get some offers on it. If you have any questions or are interested in any of these items that you saw in today's video, feel free to hit me up. Thanks for watching. This was fun. Bye.